We're going to break down some trade targets after that blockbuster Luka Doncic trade because don't get it twisted, LA needs to make another move before Thursday's deadline, but it's hard not to be excited about the state of the Los Angeles Lakers right now. Are you excited about Luka Doncic becoming a Laker? If you are, spam those Lukas down in the comments section. I broke down and reacted to the trade on Saturday evening. We're going to have a better thought and game plan on today's show. Let's get into it. All right, I am Nick Roloff. This is the Lakers Report by Chat Sports, and we do have to discuss about who the Lakers may go after the Doncic trade, because once you traded Anthony Davis, your front court was already very weak, and now losing AD despite getting a top 5 player in the league at 25 years old, well, you do still have a massive hole in that front court that needs to be addressed. And let's look back at the trade details on Saturday night that everyone thought was fake, your boy included, where Los Angeles got Luka, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. Now, alongside Luka, they did get a couple forwards, but you cannot trust them to play the 4 or really the 5, respectively, in a competitive environment. So those two are basically just salary fillers, roster movers. They don't move anything to me. But losing Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and Jalen Hood-Schifino, that's a here nor there. But Christie and Anthony Davis are the two core rotation players that you're going to miss, because Anthony Davis is having one of his best seasons as a Laker before getting traded, and Christie was starting to come on as of late in that starting lineup. So you now have a backcourt group of Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic. You have LeBron and Hachimura in the front court, but who is going to be that starting center? That is the major question here. Now, the Lakers were able to get this trade done without really giving up too many crazy assets. I know people are going to say, like, what do you mean crazy? I'm like, yes, seriously. They still have their 2031 first-round pick they can trade. They can move off of Austin Reeves. They have Dalton Connect as well. So there are pieces that the Lakers and Rob Pelinka still can deal off to acquire a center. You look around the league, there's guys like Mitchell Robinson, Nikola Vucevic, Miles Turner. We'll talk about them all on today's show. But I do quickly want to say thank you to Anthony Davis, because I really didn't do that on Saturday for the Lakers. Now, I am not really a Lakers fan, if we're going to be honest, but knowing the Los Angeles Lakers, he did a lot for LA. One, he helped you get Luka Doncic for the next 10-plus years, hopefully. But he also brought a championship to LA in 2020. The Lakers don't win that without him, obviously. And how about this, by the way? And I know it's crazy to even think about this. I know other people have talked about it. The Lakers turned Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, and 3 first-round picks into Luka Doncic and a championship. Seriously, unbelievable to think about that the Lakers turned those 3 players, and it was actually 4 first-round picks, 3 going to New Orleans, 1 obviously to the Dallas Mavericks, into a championship, and Luka Doncic. But it was nice to see LeBron show love to Anthony Davis with his Instagram post saying, "Love you, my dog, go crazy over there." Man, it is tough to see Anthony Davis go, but after his comments to Shams Charania about needing this front office to add to the roster, him wanting to go back to the 4, you got to make this trade every time. And it's still truly fascinating and unthinkable that Nico Harrison and the Dallas Mavericks came to you. It's not like Rob Pelinka called up the Mavs and said, "Hey, what would it take to get Luka Doncic?" No, they said, "Hey, Los Angeles, we're thinking about trading Luka. We want to send him to you. All you got to do is give us Anthony Davis and some other draft capital and some players." And if you're a GM and said no to that, well, guess what? You have a pea brain. You do this every single time. Rob Pelinka, you did a good thing here, man. You did a good thing. If you're thankful for Anthony Davis's time as a Laker, which you should be because I got you a championship and Luka Doncic, spam those ADs down in the comments section. But after this trade, let's take a look at the roster for the Los Angeles Lakers, because Luka Doncic is your point guard. You're going to have Austin Reeves sliding into that 2 spot. LeBron and Rui are going to be your 3 and 4. And then you still have that massive hole at center. Jackson Hayes will be the starter for now, but you obviously need to address that starting spot because Jackson Hayes is not a starting caliber center on a championship contending team. But right now, I do like the depth you have, man. You have Vincent, you have Connect, you have Dorian Finney-Smith on the wings. It's not crazy depth, but those rotations shorten up to 8, 9 guys in the postseason anyway. So really, as long as you can find a center and have Jackson Hayes fall back to that backup center that plays maybe 5 to 10 minutes in the playoffs, then we're actually looking at a really solid championship contending team here. And I know a lot of people are going to wonder about LeBron James's trade status. Well, Chris Haynes said that LeBron intends to remain a member of the Lakers past this deadline on Thursday. And I do get the questions about LeBron James, by the way, because you see that trade and you now realize that the Lakers will be building their roster for the future no longer around LeBron. It was always around LeBron for the past 4 or 5 seasons ever since he joined you. Well, now it's going to be built around Luka Doncic, and LeBron is arguably the co-star here because Luka is just simply a better player at this stage in their career. There are a lot of rumors out there about LeBron trade interest from Golden State, Miami potentially being interested, but that will not happen. LeBron James will stay a member of the Los Angeles Lakers. He will be the co-star to Luka Doncic once Luka returns from injury. But like I mentioned, it's all about figuring out that center spot, shoring up your front court. I'll be fascinated to see how the Luka and LeBron James combo is. Obviously, we know LeBron is best with the ball in his hands, controlling the offense, but that's what Luka Doncic does. We did see Luka be able to defer to a other primary ball handler with Kyrie Irving. Now, Kyrie did a lot of work off ball and is a better outside creator and shooter than LeBron James is. But having LeBron James be able to work off of Luka, get to the cup, get cuts off the ball, it's something that really intrigues me. And right now, I don't think this Lakers team can win a championship because of how bad their front court is, but they had a surefire center, and you're talking about a team that absolutely can contend, with the Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference. And coming up, we are finally going to get into some Lakers trade targets for that front court position. But we are sponsored by PrizePicks, the #1 daily fantasy sports platform in North America. Join me and millions of others playing PrizePicks on a daily basis. It's so easy. All you do is pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. And I know this is a basketball league, but guess what? This week, last game of the football season is here. Best place to win cash while watching the big game is PrizePicks because they're giving away a free pick. All you got to do is pick more than on a half a passing yard for Patrick Mahomes. If you pair that up with one other stat projection and get it right, you can win real cash. PrizePicks also offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide you even more value for your lineups. And if you hit, you can get your withdrawals fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. You can as well. So join me and the millions of others on PrizePicks today. Download the app and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. One more time, download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Shout out to PrizePicks. Run your game. All right, let's look into the latest on the Los Angeles Lakers because Dan Wojcicki says that my expectation is that the Lakers will be looking at smaller deals over the next few days with limited resources. Won't rush to putting the 2031 pick into play for transactions that don't make long-term sense with Doncic. That's smart and makes sense. Deal was certainly made with an eye for the future. So I will say this. The timeline does change with the Lakers. You no longer have such a need to focus on the next 2 to 3 years, right? Because with AD and LeBron only has probably 2 years left. AD probably only has 3 or 4 years left before his body breaks down and he is no longer a top 2-way player in the league. So now you have an extended 8, 7, 9-year timeline with Luka Doncic being 25 years old. So I would agree that it's probably not the smartest decision to put that 2031 first-round pick into play because that holds a lot of value across the league and could be used to help get Luka a legit co-star once LeBron retires. But with that being said, a player like Dalton Connect and Austin Reeves should absolutely be on the table to help get front court pieces. And you might not need to include both of them. And maybe there's a deal out there where you don't even need to include any of them. Maybe if you go after a center like Robert Williams, who is linked to the Los Angeles Lakers, according to Evan Siddery. Now, a Nick Claxton from Brooklyn will absolutely cost you much more than a Robert Williams. Claxton is a younger guy, not having as good as a year, but was a DPOY type candidate when KD Kyrie was in Brooklyn, falling off a little bit. I think it's just the notoriety and attention with Claxton no longer being there, but he's making a lot of money, and you would have to attach Reeves and draft capital to make that happen. Robert Williams is much more affordable, but not as good as of a player. And Robert Williams has some serious injury history. And when I mean serious, he might be the most injury-prone center in the entire league. I truly do mean that because Robert Williams has had knee issues time and time again. Claxton would be a good fit, but that contract scares me, and you'd have to trade Reeves and higher draft capital to acquire him. But if you were to choose one of those two to add to this Lakers front court and become the starting center, which one would it be? Type NC for Nick Claxton, type RW for Robert Williams. Even though I have my worries about Claxton, I do think Claxton would be a better fit than Williams because if you're trying to win a title with LeBron over the next 2 seasons, well, Robert Williams is maybe the most unreliable center in the NBA because of his injury history. And he's not going to put up gaudy numbers. Now, him as a rim runner and lob threat with Luka Doncic could be a lot of fun, but you could say the same thing for Claxton. Now, I don't think you would actually have to trade Rui Hachimura. Now, he does have a pretty big contract that would be helpful in moving this, $17 million, but I think you'd be able to find a way to get it done with Reeves and maybe a Jared Vanderbilt contract to send that to Brooklyn. Now, you would compromise some depth, but would you rather lose front court depth in Rui Hachimura or lose back court depth in Austin Reeves? And plus, Reeves' value on the Lakers does take a little bit of a hit here with Doncic coming aboard. Reeves is not the most elite defender in the world. He's better with the ball in his hands as well. Is he going to be just kind of put off ball because he's now your third ball handler behind LeBron and Luka Doncic? So I think Reeves is someone that the Lakers should absolutely be trying to move to shore up the front court before you move Rui Hachimura, even though Hachimura makes that $17 million and has a more movable contract. We talk about Claxton and Robert Williams, but these are 5 names that I would be intrigued on. I'm throwing out Jalen Duren. I don't think that's going to happen because with Detroit playing so well, that is someone that the Pistons want to build around with him and Cade Cunningham. We know the Walker Kessler rumors are there. Mitchell Robinson was linked to the Lakers by Kevin O'Connor. Jakob Poeltl and Miles Turner are interesting names to look at as well, both making pretty hefty chunk of change. I also throw out Walker Kessler, so I don't think Jalen Duren and Kessler will ultimately happen for the Lakers because they're going to need to include that 2031 first-round pick for either of them, and I don't think they should do that right now. But when you talk about the other names, specifically Mitchell Robinson, this is also someone that has an injury history. He has a lot of injuries in his career. He currently hasn't played this season. He's making $20 million plus this year for the New York Knicks, so he's a contract that has a pretty decent size. Mitchell Robinson, I think, fully healthy would fit this team pretty well as a rim-protecting center, a lob threat, an offensive rebounder. But once again, you need someone that you can trust to play consistently. Mitchell Robinson is not that. So to me, I would be much rather looking at a Miles Turner, a Jakob Poeltl if you can get him for a reasonable price tag. Like, I am not going after a guy that is injury-prone center-wise because you don't have any other centers on this roster. And if you trade for someone and that center gets hurt because they're an injury-prone guy, well, then you're screwed. I think the Lakers must make a move for a center, but I am not making it for an injury-riddled guy like a Robert Williams, like a Mitchell Robinson. I would rather go after a Miles Turner. But the Pacers are playing pretty well right now, so why would they even want to make that move? I don't know. But I'll say this. I didn't think the Lakers would ever be able to acquire Luka Doncic in their wildest dreams. And, well, he is a Los Angeles Laker, and I still can't believe it. But, boy, does he look good in that purple and gold. There's no denying that. So maybe, you never know, the Lakers can get something done. But call your shot, folks. Name a player that will be traded to the Lakers before the deadline. There will be another move made for the Los Angeles Lakers. There's no debating that. There is another trade coming. So let me know who you think it's going to be, but also make sure you're subscribed because when the Lakers make a move, we'll make a video. Hit that sub button, whether it's me, Nick Roloff, broke down the Luka Doncic trade on Saturday. Here again, breaking down the latest rumors today. Maybe it's Patrick Seatman. Maybe it's Tyler Smith, Jeffrey Cooperstein. We have a bunch of people here that can have you covered. So make sure you hit that sub button and join us here at the channel.